Hi, everybody. So today I want to talk about what I have behind me here, motherboard repairs. So Windows laptops, motherboard repair, and its counterpart MacBooks, you have logic board repair. They're used interchangeably. You might be talking about a logic board repair and the customer has no clue what you're talking about. But sometimes it's good to just say mobile, motherboard repair, board repair. The whole point of going through this today is I need a computer help and a lot of, maybe not a lot of, but the higher end computer repair companies do motherboard repair. What's so good about motherboard repair? It's usually 50% of the cost of what a motherboard replacement is. What does the customer get out of it? Obviously, they save money. And you know what? A lot of times they save time as well. You're fixing a board and you could start working on it directly versus board replacement. You have to order it. Nowadays with Apple, you have to make sure that it's not serialized. If it's serialized, then you might have a few hoops to go through because when it's serialized, if you do swap out a board and you don't add to it with the serialization for the removal of such and re-entry to the new board, then you can set look like it could be black on the screen. Maybe the webcam doesn't work. Maybe the Touch ID doesn't work. There's a lot of different functionalities that won't work because the serialization is through Apple, and Apple's Apple, where, if you don't go to them, they're going to try to make you suffer so that the only ones that can repair your stuff. Any case, behind me, we have essentially schematics, coordinates, and this allows us to do board repairs. And if you're doing board repairs right, and you're making sure you work with the certain circuits and shorts and anything that needs to be fixed, and the chipsets, we want to know where it is. The point of this video is really just making sure that when you're telling the customer that you're doing board repair, that they understand it. They understand what the advantage is. You don't want to just say, yeah, we'll fix your computer. You've got a board issue, blah, 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 blah. That might work. But if you really want to sell a motherboard repair, you want to know how to do it. What I've told my techs and my salespeople in the front is you let them know, customers, that you have a board issue. And if you know exactly where it is at this point, you let them know that you have a T2 chip that's burnt out and we need to fix it, or whatever it might be. It's good to be a little specific. Obviously, most customers have no clue what you're saying, but what they do understand is speed, cost, and how are you unique? What are you helping them with if you can do board repair? What the typical spiel is, and we're always very transparent. You say you have a board issue, typically the board can be replaced. Very simple. Now, if they have a new board, say they have an A2141, which is, I believe, what we're looking at here, then on the A2141, the SSD is built into the board. If you need files, guess what's going to happen? You replace the board. I'll buy files. That's one competitive advantage you could bring up already. We're going to look to fix your board, assuming you need files. Do you need files? You need files. Great. If we replace your board, guess what? Your files are gone. But if we fix your board, repairs, then if successful, then guess what? Your files are staying. We can recover them. That's already a plus. Plus number one, we can save your files. Now, plus number two, what I mentioned before, speed. Not all the time, but for the placements, if you don't have it in stock, could be sometimes 2 days, could be up to sometimes 5 days. Sometimes if you have to buy from Apple, if it's serialized and you have your choice, it could be up to 5 to 7 days. Right away, you can say, we can start on your job now. And guess what? It's much faster. You have speed. And then the last thing is cost. Unless you're stepping on the gas here, which I don't advise, I recommend cutting your cost in half of what maybe the motherboard replacement might be. And that right away will show the customer that you're looking to work with them. You're not looking to gouge them. And guess what? You have the expertise to do it and you're not going crazy with the cost. So right there, you're showing that the cost is going to be down low. So those few things are going to definitely help them. You can show that you can save files, you have speed, and the cost is much lower. Now, one thing I recommend also is have a disclaimer. Hey, we're going to look to fix your board, but there's a chance that it might not be doable. We're only as good as we are. We're the best at what we do, or whatever you want to say. But there are times where the board is just so far gone. Maybe it's so deep disturbed in the content or whatever happened that nobody could do it. So you want to put that out there. We're not Superman. So we're not able to fix all boards if the board is just gone, right? You want to put that out there. And whatever your policy is, whether it's a guarantee, whether you have a minimum fee, whatever it is, put it out there. Yes. So the takeaway here is if you can do board repair as a computer repair company, you can tout that you can save files. It's going to be faster than if you were going to be replacing the motherboard because you don't have to worry about that part. And it's going to be cheaper. Just show, and at the same time, by touting all those features, you are showing the customer that you care about their better interests, and you're looking at what it is. That's what I have to say about board repair today. Yeah, we'll speak to you next time. Take care.